Loser bracket final, best of 3. We have Meta Madness qualifier number 3, everybody. And it is Tomb of the Spider Queen, our first map in this series between the Akatski and the Raiders. Let's go! 12 heroes are permabanned for this qualifier. And we have, of course, still the rule in place that every single hero can only be played once within a series. So as we move from map to map, it gets more and more interesting. There's $2,000 of prize money on the line, everyone. And yep, put up by me this time. Again, we don't have a big sponsor or anything. So this time, this entire thing here, Meta Madness, towards the end of the year is financed by me. Early Christmas present for you guys. And with that, we're heading into hopefully another awesome series, because the Akatsuki have already given us some pretty cool games, and I'm pretty sure that the Raiders are here to win this one and get back to the grand final for a rematch against the Saboteurs. So, Kerrigan is banned. Yep, she's already out. So is my F. Who could they possibly target with that ban pattern? I don't know. Who could it be? So yeah, they obviously had a little bit of time today. We started with the losers bracket. The Akatsuki, they had to win multiple matches, and the Raiders, because they, well, initially they went into the winner bracket final and they lost there. They were just waiting in the losers bracket final for their opponent, meaning they could just watch the entire day. You know, they could watch opponents, they could see what's happening, and so they've seen Ultralisk in action on my F on Kerrigan, and they're just like, yeah, maybe not. Maybe we're gonna ban you out first, and then we'll see what else we are gonna do as the series progresses. But at least at the start, you're out. Well, on 2 we get Mal'Ganis for Johan. And we get Rexa. Okay, so Johanna has an opening. Really nice hero for Masquerade here. Jojo has been banned out a lot of times in Tomb of the Spider Queen, simply because she adds so much wave clear, right? So you all of a sudden have a tank that can also help you with wave clear, whereas previously you are really just looking to just draft as many damage dealers to have some wave clear as you possibly still can. So, Mephisto is getting locked in by the Akatsuki, and we now have Sonya also taken by Darkmok. Yeah, so I'm actually surprised that Sonya wasn't taken by him a bit earlier when we're talking about a map like Garden of Terror, for example. Tomb of the Spider Queen works really well too. But yeah, not too shabby. I'm all here for a little bit more slam Sonya. Go full Hulk mode, turn green. That would actually be kind of nice if Sonya, when she goes for Wrath of the Berserker, if there was a skin where she just turns green, like full Hulk. I guess they can't do that, but that would be definitely be the better She-Hulk than what we actually got. So, Alexstrasza gets banned. That's just so sad. Why would you ban Alexstrasza? Don't do that to us. Some of the support bans that we've seen, when they ban Whitemane or Alexstrasza, it's just not cool. They need to ban some of the shittier heroes, you know, that we see all the time, and not someone that we would actually like in the game. Jaina getting banned with all of that setup that we're getting with Mal'Ganis and also with Rexa. Gets us the next quick double pick here. And of course, there's always Gia. Nano hasn't taken a hero yet either. His Chromie was banned, another mage was eliminated with Jaina getting the axe, and now we have Mephisto taken away from him too. Could still, of course, play Cassia, for example. Plenty of heroes to go around for Nano. Gul'dan is another one if they're looking at wave clear. And I keep forgetting about Junkrat, and of course, he gets then locked in. But yes, Junkrat, he always slips my mind. I really don't know why. Malfurion for extra follow-up with Roots and CC after Rexa makes his first play. Okay. And time for Ultralisk. Show me what you got, baby. Let's go. Maybe they're coming now in and locking in Imperius after they just got a taste of that. Nah, it's Sylvanas and it's Ana. Banana again on Ana. I'll spare you the rigmarole this time. But yeah. They could have banned Ana against Banana instead of Alexstrasza, but they didn't. So, yeah. Alright. Gia, our final pick. It's always a bit of an X-Factor move. They need some damage. Bit more wave clear wouldn't hurt either. The more wave clear, the better on Tomb of the Spider Queen. It's just a rule of thumb. But okay, final one. Falstead, we get the birdie, and with that, we're going into game number 1, Tomb of the Spider Queen, loser bracket final here at qualifier number 3 for Meta Madness. Game number 1, the Raiders on the left with Sven on Rexa, Gia on Falstead, Hunter Org on Malfurion. We get Nano for the Spanish touch with Junkrat, and Johan is playing Melganis. On the right side of the map, the Akatsuki, they're trying to win another one. Yeah, they have already a lot of games played today, so they're definitely warmed up, I can tell you that much. We got Skok on Mephisto, Ultralis on Sylvanas, Darkmok is playing Sonya, Banana on Ana, and Masquerade is playing Jojo in the first game of the series. I'm just happy we get Tomb of the Spider Queen again. I like Tomb. Tomb is a nice map. Small, lots of action, lots of aggression happening there as well. So let's see what we're getting. We got grenade build again for Ana right up at the start here with the contact healing, and obviously always assuming tranquility on the other side. We're going to see what else they're gonna play out. But the Raiders, they've definitely watched a lot of the games that were played here today to just prep a bit for the series, and we'll see if they oh, yeah, Darkmok is gone. First blood for the Raiders. Well done! They're opening things up with first blood. So, as that happened, we have them still massively jumping onto the bot lane in an attempt to take maybe one of these towers down. So let's see if they can pull that one off. Not so much, but yeah, time will tell. Nano, he's on his way back out here, trying to go for the next camp. 1 minute mark is obviously passed. That means that we have all of the camps back up on the map. Mercenary camps that cannot be focused on. And this is exactly what the teams are currently doing. So, as is, we are having them with both bruiser camps about to be taken. And down at the bottom of the map, Falstad is also still trying to take another camp for the blue team. And in this case, it's the Siege Giants. And they just might... Oh, I think if she would have jumped on that wave, they could have gotten it. Can they at least get a kill? No. I really thought that Ultralis would make a move and jump onto the point. Maybe he would have been punished for it. Maybe it would have worked out. But the blue team, they barely got the Siege Giants and have them locked in right now. The fight obviously also still continuing in the middle. Keep in mind, both of the teams got their bruiser camps here. Level 4 talents are available. Gives us the Hunter-Gatherer after the Flare for Rexa. And Skok with Mephisto is currently trying to get his damage out, going fully into a Lightning Nova build with a Furious Spark on level 1, and on level 4 we get a Spite. And also, debilitating Dart for Ana with more Slam, going for the Shattered Ground here with Sonya. But Darkmok is again a bit low, so the problem is still the same. Here's the stun, here's the barrel roll, and that's a dead Darkmok. Yep, that's an issue. You got Misha right against you, and then after the stun, Falstad makes his entrance, and that is another kill against the side laner. So, nicely done by the Raiders. The question is, of course, can they continue to build on that? Did they just target Darkmok because they believe him to be the weak link here, or how are they going to play this one out? Because currently, whatever they're doing, it's working. It's 2 kills against 0. They've deleted some of the gems from the opponent's team. Not too many, by the way, though. They killed Sonya already twice, and they haven't lost a hero, but they don't really have a lead in gems by any means. It's actually the exact same amount. That's kind of wild. Sven is turning in 16 already over here. I would have expected them to have a much bigger lead. They don't even have a lead, they're even behind. Somebody is skimming. I think some hero on the side of the Raiders is skimming. So yeah, he's picking up some gems and he's pocketing some for himself. Maybe he has a girlfriend that likes the bling bling. But yeah, whoever it is, they are skimming some of the gems off the top, for sure. There's no other explanation. There's no other possible way to explain that lack of gems that they had there. Now, they are starting to go for the turn in now, though. And they got another kill against Sonya, so that's 3 kills against Sonya. Darkmok is definitely having a rough game here. Sylvanas gets killed, so at least Darkmok isn't alone anymore. But that means that Falstad has now gotten more and more kills in this game, and the Raiders are totally taking them apart here. They're taking them to town. I mean, damn son. Look at this. They can get the turn in, and they're already... They're looking at a 1 level lead. Guys, they can get an easy level 10 here. Blue Web Weavers incoming. And I'm a bit afraid for the Akatski. This is more than a bit dangerous. Also, the anti-healer If you throw that on Malfurion, it's gonna do a lot once that he pops Tranquility. So, yeah. Let's see how well they can defend here. It's a bit of an early Web Weaver wave, of course, so the question is always how much can you actually do. You should at least take the towers and the gates down. But, yeah. Will be fairly interesting to see what they can now pull off with that, assuming that maybe even another kill is in the cards for them. If they, for example, get Darkmook again at the bottom of the map, then that fort would be toast. And they are trying to go for that aggressively. Nice start from Bananazana. I mean, they are getting good damage in here. Half of the HP may be gone once this is all done with. Johan at the side is putting everybody to sleep again as they're slowly moving back. In the middle, not a lot done here. I mean, they can probably take the wall down if Nano comes now in with another hit on the grenade. Up at the top, they destroyed the entire thing, including the 2 towers. That's nothing too crazy. And now the red team can turn in too. You should probably start with the first gem. Every journey starts with the first step. Just in case that you needed a little bit, you know, personal encouragement today. Some life advice here. Kumbaya, no. And, well, that's 27 gems down the drain. And that's why you turn your gems in. Exactly that. But Masquerade is at least there to pick them all up. And so is Ultralist, so the 2 of them. But they should start turning those in. You don't want to run around with heroes that are sitting at 30 gems. Whenever there's a kill coming, that's not going well for you. So, yeah. Make your move right there. But again, we have now in the middle the 2 mercenary camps clashing again. It's time for the bruisers. Level 10 is kicking in too. And with level 10, we get the Durance of Hate. Plus also Mind Control. Yeah, don't throw that on Rexa though, because in order to control a mind, your opponent first has to have one. And Rexa, not really the smartest cookie in a jar. Darkmook, not again. Oh, the Gust! But Mal'Ganis is gone. If they could have gotten a different angle on that Gust and get the low HP heroes a bit over, that would have been amazing. But yeah. I mean, either way, we now have 5 kills to 2. 50 gems for the blue team. I would laugh a little bit if the blue team turns in for the second time before the red team is able to. Not there yet, but this is starting to become a reality. A possible one. Masquerade is turning in. Banana H trying to interrupt. And there's the grenade. Nano, on the other hand, running straight into Ultralist, and that's definitely something that he doesn't enjoy. So like, no. Thank you very much. I got all that I want. Yeah, see you later. So 17 gems for each of them down at the bottom of the map. Here's Gia again coming through, and Darkmook is gone. Yeah, they are farming Sonya. And that's 17 gems that you just lost here. 17 gems are now gone. The rest of the team is coming in. There's also a little bit of a fight happening over here. But down at the bottom of the map, they are trying to go for Masquerade. And I mean, this is getting really dangerous. 6 kills to 2, multiple times that they took the gems off Sonya. Now up at the top, Ultralisk is able to get away. But yeah, they're really struggling. They can't lose this many gems. This is basically what it comes down to at the end of the day. And also, of course, they're not losing gems. They're losing experience. They're trailing farther behind. They lose map control. And they allow the blue team to also take some of the structures down. There's the second turn in as expected. So they already have, with level 13, a talent advantage. And now they're going to get Web Weavers on the ground. This should result in 1 fort to be destroyed. I mean, bot lane is... this one's pretty much gone already. In an ideal world, they would at least take 2 now. So they are going to try. But, yep. And now we have 16 globes for Hunter Gatherer. So he's already working toward a quest completion. Rexa is definitely going to get the one at the bottom of the map. Over here, Mephisto is doing his best to take this one out. And at the bot lane, Rexa is done. So the question is, what else are they going to do? Both teams have level 13 now, so they're trying at the top to take down another fort, or at least work on that. Johan is moving in, but he's not the only one that's rotating here. I mean, literally everyone except for the side laners are already on their way. But they're not getting a lot of damage out of this. This is 2 turn-ins that they now had, and they took 1 fort out. So on the one hand, the Raiders are controlling the game. On the other hand, I'm not sure if they are too happy with how little damage they've done so far. I mean, the web weavers at the bottom of the map are doing more damage now to the keep wall than they've done at the top fort. Blessed Shield is out. Okay, Malfurion paying attention immediately, and there's Tranquility. And nice. Sonya gets murdered at the bottom of the map. This is not a game for Darkmog. Darkmog is having a horrible game. He excelled in so many of his matches today. He crushed it with Dehaka. He absolutely murdered it in the game afterwards as well. But currently, he's totally falling apart here. How many times did he die? 5 times? 4 times? 5 deaths. More than half the deaths on the side of the Akatsuki are from Darkmog. It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. The man is getting murdered. And they're taking the boss in the meantime. Nano against Banana H. Sleep Dart missing. They're also getting closer and closer to level 16. And just look at this. They have another 47 gems. So, no, they don't have another turn-in yet. But the boss is going to destroy the fort at the top. And this is just tough. I won't count the Akatsuki out until the game's over, because we've seen crazy comebacks. But suffice it to say that they are obviously struggling here, especially since now level 16 is available. That gives us the Afterburner. AKA Falstad had a little bit too much chili con carne and Tex-Mex. So now he's gonna afterburn his way out of every single fight whenever he wants to. But with that bit of repositioning in the team fights and then getting a good gust angle is also possible for him. Not only can you survive against ganks, you can also start to gank up on Sonya again together with, let's say, Rexar. But if you need that angle for a good gust, that's also possible. Third web weaver wave for the blue team in a row. Boss that destroyed the top fort. Falstad still taking the siege giants down at the bottom of the map. Yeah, this is getting a bit annoying, I would say, for the Akatsuki. And also, it's getting really... It's becoming a concern, because if Masquerade dies, for example, with 53 gems, how are you making your way back into the game? If you defend now, and you defend well, and then are able to get multiple turn-ins in a row, you can still bring this back. But if you lose a few heroes now, and you lose those gems, you're screwed. And Darkmog, he's already on the run again, and nearly killed Gia. Nearly killed Gia, and barely makes it out, taps the fountain. I mean, good for him, at least this time he didn't die. But there's now a fort in the mid lane that gets destroyed. Mephisto is taking care of the web weavers at the top. Down here they did some damage too, and they're rotating once again. 8 kills to 2, level 16, finally on the board for the Akatsuki. And they defended well. They didn't lose too much. They didn't lose a keep. That's important. They lost all of their forts. It's going to be difficult for them to take position in the middle of the map without having any fountains to replenish hit points and mana. Masquerade has now 60 gems, and they have 101 gems that they're holding, and 32 that they already delivered. So they have 2 full turn-ins. 2.5 turn-ins. That is enough to take some forts down at least. But they gotta do something, because if they're not hurrying on this one, then the blue team will have level 20. And at some point you really need to just bite the bullet and go for the fight. There's Mind Control missing. Already off to a bad start. Go for Masquerade. Durance of Hate is in, and yep, he gets his ult out. So, conversion is there. Mal'Ganis is still alive. They're absolutely wrecking through them. Riptire, and Darkmog is dead. Masquerade is down. That is 60 gems that they just lost. 60 gems are gone. And, well, that puts them into a horrible position. They still have enough gems for a turn-in, but 1 is all they're getting here. And with 2 heroes taken down, this of course means they can even do some more damage down at the bottom keep. Not a lot though, 1.5 minutes on boss, by the way. But, yeah, tough. It's a rough game, I don't know what to tell you guys. I am impressed by the Raiders. I have been impressed by the Raiders in the first qualifier. I was further impressed in the second, and even what they're doing now here in the third is pretty crazy. It's the team that has currently the reputation of always coming in with some subs, and there's already a bit of a meme going on that every time that the Raiders are playing with a sub, they are absolutely unbeatable, and you can see why. Yeah, Sylvanas is saving herself with the Will of the Forsaken as the gust came out. If she got hit by that, she would have died. And well, guess what? She still did. She still did. The gems get taken by Masquerade. He just lost 50. Now it's back to 25. Holding a lot here, but oh boy. 12 kills to 2. Another attack is coming. Bottom keep is about to be destroyed. After they take the bottom keep, they can go for boss, I guess. Boss should be up in roughly 20 seconds. Maybe even more than that. Damage output, 35,000 for Junkrat, 36,000 for Sonya. So yeah, Darkmonk has the top numbers when it comes to damage, but it doesn't do anything for him because he trades damage for deaths. And he's now at 6 deaths, half of the team. Yeah, 11 seconds for the boss. Level 20 talents obviously allow them to do more or less whatever they want here now. And what they could do is just come in and take boss. They got siege giants now at the bottom of the map in just a little bit. And once the Gia takes those, it's going to be a fairly straightforward move if they want to go for the top lane. Because those siege giants are, of course, going to push even further. And eventually somebody will have to do something about it. AK move down and defend. And they don't have a global. So, yeah. Another quick attack. Trying to put everybody to sleep here. Here comes Misha. There's the stun. Gust into the wall. Great angle. Ana is gone. Mephisto is gone. They just lost another 30 gems at least. Maybe even a bit more. And Darkmonk is going to die and lose them another 8. Absolute disaster. 15 kills to 2. The Raiders are murdering the Akatsuki. They're crushing them. The Akatsuki are just sitting there and they're taking a beating. They're being hit on all ends, and now it's finally about to be over. I mean, this was rough. Akatsuki have played a great tournament here. They've played a great qualifier, and this series is far from over. But this first game was definitely not going well for them. That was an absolute disaster from their perspective. Fantastic for the Raiders. Raiders with the lead in the series now, and if they win one more map, then they make it to the grand final, and they can go for a rematch against the Saboteurs. But we're getting ahead of ourselves right now. Raiders in the lead. Let's go to game number 2.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Okay, Cursed Hollow. Guys, I'm happy. I am very, very happy because I've been waiting this entire qualifier to finally get Cursed Hollow as a map, and now we have it. Dehaga gets banned immediately. Akatsuki have, of course, to step it up. It was a long day for them, but that's the problem when you drop down into the losers bracket. You have to play a lot more games than your competition. That can sometimes also be good news. Sometimes you just get into a groove, you get into a flow, and you are able to take opponents down that are maybe not as warmed up as you, and therefore lose because you are just completely in the zone doing your thing. But right now, we got a ban on Maiev again. I wouldn't really be shocked to see, oh well, maybe on Cursed Hollow, do you ban Kerrigan here? We'll see what they're going to get rid of, but of course they're going to try and take Ultralisk out of the fight as best as they can. Vikings are banned against them too. This makes a lot of sense. I mean, Sven can play the Vikings here. Could technically also try and bring some Muro back in, which they've done a couple of times. But you can already see the hesitation on the second ban, so yeah, they're definitely debating a bit what exactly they're going to try and get rid of. For me personally, it's just glorious to have Cursed Hollow here. We had a lot of maps that were just repeated. And one of the maps that honestly I'm not really the biggest fan of, despite the fact that we this time had some good games there, is Sky Temple. Just because it is insanely scripted in the way that it works. With the temple shuffle that happens there. And Ultralisk comes in and locks in Kerrigan right away.
Hail to the king, baby.
Alright. Medivh gets banned and Ultralisk is just straight there, gives them the middle finger, and is like, alright, I'm gonna murder all of you. I'm gonna kill every single one of you. You're gonna all die, and you're gonna die at my hands. Oh boy. Jaina and Garrosh. I mean, this was always obviously a possibility. When they banned Medivh and not Kerrigan, they knew that this might happen. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. So yeah, again, this is a pretty important one for the Akatsuki. The loser of this series is third place in the tournament, right? So loser takes third place. But of course, if you make it into the grand final at least, which is another best of 5, starting on Hanamura, then at least you are second place. You're getting a lot more points for the leaderboard. And the farther up in the leaderboard you are at the end of the day, the better. It's not only about qualifying for the playoffs, but it's also if you're ending up in the top 4, you can choose your opponent from the bottom 4. You have just much better seeding in general, and it makes your bracket run so much better. So Uther as the support and Darkmog on Urel. I'm just kind of interested to see if we're getting maybe Samura again. Could also be banned, by the way. I wouldn't put it past the Akatsuki after they just banned some of the side laners that Sven could play here, and particularly the Vikings, that they're also getting rid of Samuro because they're just saying whatever curveball pick they could now go for, let's just eliminate it to be safe. Now, Sven could also then play... well, actually he can't play Sonya. She was played on the previous map. Samuro ban. Yep, there it is. No Blade Master in this game. Every single ban here targeted Sven. Every single one of them. Nano could, by the way, also play Jaina. Just saying. If Gia wants to move his hero over to Nano, he can do that. And can pick somebody completely different here. The Akatsuki won game 3. They still have faith. They want to turn it around. White Mane and Deathwing. And I really hope that they're not swapping heroes here. Because you know why? Nano has an actual Deathwing skin. Jade Dragon. Yes. Don't give me that shit that Morenas is pulling every single time where he turns Deathwing into a chicken. Into an oversized turkey. No, 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 no. It's a dragon. It's powerful, majestic. The opposite of Chromie. Mirrodin and Tychus. Okay, so we get the man without a cigar again. And that leaves us with Sven. Garrosh against Tychus, Deathwing against Tychus. We got White Mane, we got Jaina here. And Sven for the final pick. They can still swap things around. But a bit more damage would be nice too. Deathwing could be good for them, particularly against Karrigan and Uther, obviously. A bit immune to all of the stuns that are coming out, but this is a huge stun chain with Stormbolt, Uther stun, Karrigan stuns. Oh, and they go for ETC. Alright, alright, alright. So, the Raiders with a triple front line, basically. And we get the Akatsuki with Karrigan. Cursed Hollow, map number 2 in the losers bracket final. Let's go, everybody, and let's see if the Raiders move on to the grand final for the rematch, or if the Akatsuki can force the 3rd map in the series. The Raiders with match point number 1. We are on Cursed Hollow, and on the left side we have Nano on Deathwing, Johan playing Garrosh, Hunter Orc on White Mane, Sven on ETC, and Gia is playing Jaina. Over to the right side of the map though, we got the Akatsuki with Banana H on Uther, Ultralisk on Karrigan, Skok on Tychus, Darkmog on Urel, and Masquerade actually going straight on level 1 into the Perfect Storm, playing Mirrodin. Okay, absolutely here for it. Let's see which team takes this one. And on level 1 we already get the Lingering Chill. And yeah, stun, 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 damage, 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 stun, stun, stun. Yep, that's what happens when you face check some bushes against a team that stacks this much CC as your opponent. Now, this particular kill has pretty much no impact, because death timers are non-existent at that point in time, and he's immediately back. And I just wanna put your attention to the glory that is Deathwing with this particular skin. Oh! Can you hear the angels singing? This is awesome. Morenas, take note. Somebody sponsor Morenas a proper skin. This really needs to happen. It's an assault on the eyes whenever he plays Deathwing, and I cannot stand this anymore. The man plays too good to run around with a turkey skin. Nano, that's exactly how we're doing it. So yeah, big shout out to him. I also love how he doesn't give a shit about Masquerade. He's just walking away and it's just like, dude, I don't care. I'm a dragon, you're a dwarf. Just get away or I'm gonna eat you. So, yeah. But okay, so camps are going to be taken. We have down at the bottom of the map, we are looking at the Raiders with the one-on-one. Muradin is going up against Sven here. He's sitting at 20 stacks at this point. So, okay. Stormbolt damage is going to be increased. And yeah, I mean, he can hammer away here. I mean, Masquerade is going to enjoy this. The problem is that ETC, wow, straight into a stun. Damn. That was pretty neat. That was actually well done by them. In the middle of the power slide, he gets stunned out and killed. That's what just happened there. Yeah, take another look at that. So first, Muradin starts spading him. He comes in, and then Uther drops the hammer on him. It is just weird that he can actually do that. Because they are on level 4 for Skok and Tychus, and now Gia goes down. So that is 3 kills to 0. Yeah, the Akatsuki are a bit angry, aren't they? They're big mad. Muradin with 38 stacks now. I'm actually going to be curious to see how much damage he can do as the game continues. Yeah. If Masquerade keeps this up, he might deliver some real nukes. But again, 3 kills to 0, nearly a level ahead. So the Raiders, they gotta step it up a little bit. Game number 1 was amazing. They controlled everything here. Now game number 2, a bit of a different story. Not so much. Up at the top with the first tribute spawning. I mean, ETC is eventually going to go stage dive, I suppose. I love how Sven is also just sitting on his mount right now. He's like, yeah, I don't care anymore. Was he just AFK? He didn't even move. I mean, not that anything happened. Ultralist didn't unleash the full combo. Yeah, tribute is up and they're going for the channel up at the top. 40 stacks now for Muradin. Still hammering away here, time and time again. And Jaina's, of course, also padding her damage numbers a bit to complete her baseline quest. Everybody wants that ice block as quickly as possible. Uther taking a bit of damage here. They're going for the barbecue, but... Whoa, Hunt-Dog! Saved by the bell, or by Garrosh. Close call. Yeah, that level 7 talent advantage is pretty neat too. Carrigan is all of a sudden here. Which means that ETC can get them the experience in the middle of the map, or they could even rotate away again, but they're not giving up on this Tribute yet. So Tribute is still in play, that's the first one. We now have a level 7 also the Intercession. We get Echo Paddle for the added wave clear as they're going into the side lanes. Get more damage done already at the top, and ooh, ETC gets caught again, slides out, and Sven makes it this time. Sven is able to get out by the smallest of margins. Darkmog also able to escape. They're still trying to channel up here at the top, so we have basically attacks happening on 2 sides. And boah, Nano gets burned down and survives with 3 hit points. What? No way. How many hit points did he just have? 2 hit points? 3 hit points? What the hell? Let's take another look at that. Let's take another look at how many hit points were left for him. Absolute insanity. There was nothing left. He had 1 HP. 1 single hit point. That is about as... I mean, that is as close as it gets. Can't drop lower than that. Insanity. Nano. The rocket surgeon. Calculated, baby. Absolutely calculated. He's just sitting there like, I got this, boys. How many points did he have? Exactly the amount that he needs. Oh, boy. That's an absolute boss move right there. Yeah, talking about boss moves, it seems that Muradin is going to be eliminated. Masquerade has overdone it. He has at 69 stacks. Nice. But he also died. So he's getting his stacks together and he's really starting to work this. But him dying for it is probably not going to further the cause here. So level 10 is in. And the first tribute went to the red team. Now we have stage dive, so that's the pseudo global. Darkmog also gets taunted by the Warlord's challenge, gets his ult out, had to burn the cooldown. Carrigan is still playing this out against Sven down here, and even with the Ultralisk unleashed, I was not able to get the kill. And there comes Deathwing. I was just about to say they can prevent this from happening, but yeah, not really. So instead they're trying to go for the kill. Stormbolt already connects, and Johan is in trouble, but might be saved by Whitemate. The fight really popping off. Here comes Odin, but Tychus is a bit isolated there. Is trying to dash out and gets barbecued by Deathwing. He's gone, and Darkmok is also on the run, and, well, he at least escapes. So the second tribute goes to the Raiders, and they pick up another kill with it. So now it's 3 kills to 3. 75 stacks for Muradin. Yeah, Muradin is right now at 12,000 damage. So if he can get some extra Stormbolt damage in, that would of course be neat. Interestingly enough, they're now going for the boss here. Kerrigan is showing at the top though, so they know that Kerrigan isn't here, but they still want to go for this. Masquerade just hammering Stormbolts away against Deathwing. It's not going to get the stun, they're not going to get a follow-up, but hey, even damage alone just counts. So yeah, gotta wait for that. ETC with Stage Dive is also very useful for them right now. But I have my eyes on Kerrigan. Ultralisk has murdered complete teams with his Kerrigan. And he has done so much damage in the previous series when he was able to play her. So, yeah, he could potentially be the one to turn the entire game around again. Him popping off and Darkmok popping off in some of the previous series got them into this loser's bracket final in the first place. And yes, Darkmok had a pretty bad game 1. But, well, that also means that he can step it up from here on out. Redeem himself, get back to the performance that we've seen in previous matches from him. ETC is still at the top. Idea is of course to get them level 13. That's the whole game plan before he has to jump down and join the fight. And level 13 is fairly close. The combos from Kerrigan are currently missing. Jaina is still in the middle. And ETC, I mean, if he can stay a little bit longer and wait for those Siege Giants to come in and escort them through, that would of course be the dream right now. But he jumps out. There's an interrupt against Muradin again. Can they maybe slide and stun him out? Yes, they can. But Uther was there with his level 7 and made sure that he wasn't stunned completely into the corner. But the battle is still ongoing, and here comes the Scorched Earth. Deathwing deep. Getting the ult out too. Banana H and Masquerade are both low, and they're actually splitting the team. Ultralisk then again is dropping a bit low here. Pops the Ultralisk itself, and they go for ETC and take him out. Muradin survived, jumping out of the fight. Darkmok on the other hand, he's still protecting the rest of the team and shielding them here. But now it's a 5 versus 4, and everybody is low. Nano might even fall. They're going for Deathwing. He needs healing, but he's not going to get any. So, yeah. At the top, the Siege Giants are at least doing damage, so they're going for the 4. That's already good news for them. But the second tribute has been taken, and it's now 3 kills to 4. Tychus is the one to rotate over towards the top. And, yeah, I mean, the Siege Giant have this one down to roughly 60% of its HP. But it's getting close here. So, for now, what do we get? We have 31,000 damage for Tychus. 26,000 damage for Deathwing. And more and more Stormbolts and hits coming from Masquerade. He's still stacking, stacking, and stacking. Gets taunted though. There's the Water Elemental. They know that he's on cooldown. They can maybe get that kill. If they can lock him in again, well, that stun didn't work. And now he's able to jump away and hit the Stormbolt. Nice ice block from Gia. They still slow him as best as they can. But with Uther now being around and using again his level 7, he gets away. They had a couple of follow-ups that just didn't connect with Muradin, but there was definitely a chance to kill him. Instead, they're losing ETC again. So, Akatsuki, they're looking for beef. They got a barbecue planned later on today after all of this, and they need beef, beef, beef. They need some burgers, and they're getting them. And the bad news is that this is going to be a curse. Yeah. Nano realizes this isn't happening, so he's already moving out. The teams are on fairly even experience, but this should start to change now. 110 stacks for Muradin, just as a little bit of a side note. He's of course getting more damage in with these little nukes that he's throwing out now. And 21,000 is pretty respectable. I mean, compare the damage of Muradin with the damage of Garrosh or of ETC. So he's pretty much doubling it. And he's still working the numbers here. Fort at the top is about to be eliminated by Darkmok. Came in with a minion wave. They're attacking in the middle now too. Experience is shifting heavily in favor of the Akatsuki. And Karrigan is already proxying some of the waves in the back to allow her own minion wave to take the fort down at the bottom of the map. So basically every single fort is now getting destroyed. The blue team is going to catch up in experience to an extent because all of the minion waves and all of the lanes are now moving against them and pinning them down there. But it's of course also about the bosses, and I don't think that they're really committed to this. They don't have level 16 talents yet, but Deathwing is actually the one to keep that alive. They seem to want that fight, even with the opponent locking in a level 16 talent. Question mark? Hello? I mean, I'm not quite sure if that's the smartest move that he made so far today, but they seem to be willing to risk it, I guess. ETC is gonna jump in late, I suppose. They're trying to get them at the fringes here. Ult is already out. There's the taunt, and Urel gets a Divine Shield. ETC jumping in, but they're missing out on the boss. They needed someone on the point. If they really want to commit here, then they needed to go for it. But they, I think, were just hoping for some kills. So now they lost one boss. And, I mean, it's a bit dicey. The Akatsuki have them in a chokehold, essentially. That's what's happening here. And the Raiders are struggling to break free. They're pinned down in their base. They're having some real issues. Making... Like, they can't make any plays. This is essentially the problem here. They are currently struggling to just be the one to drive the agenda. Every single time there's a move made, it's made by the red team. They're going for a boss, they're dictating the behavior of the Raiders. They make the Raiders just react time and time again. And yeah, this is just not how you win a game. If they can play this slow, now with 16, and then maybe take a fight and turn it around, fantastic. But they are very much so playing from behind here. Even if the experience gap is not that crazy yet, just the fact alone that there's no fort standing anymore and that they're now taking a double boss play is more than enough. It would, I guess, be a bit different if the blue team at least had 2 tributes so that they could get a curse soon, but that's also not the case. They only rely on a single one, and that is just not gonna be enough here. So yeah, another fight for Siege Giants, and they are also being taken by the red team. So more and more done here. One after another, they're getting them all, and that is a big push coming through the top lane. I mean, this one is going to hurt for sure. Just look at this. We have a boss, we have Siege Giants, we have the full 5-man moving in. Ultralisk looking, of course, always for another combo that he can set up, and they popped Odin right away because they know there's a prime opportunity at hand to get that top side keep, and they will claim it. Undoubtedly. Cannot safeguard this any further. ETC jumps in. They want that fight, I guess. Maybe they can even get a kill, but Urel still has an ult, and Garrosh is dead first. Now, if there's more kills for the Akatsuki, they're going to just go for core. I don't think they're going to get them right away, but it doesn't get much better than this. Core is not taking any serious damage. Shield is getting hammered a bit, but that's about that. 6 kills to 3, 2-level advantage. A 2-level lead, and Muradin just jumping over to grab themselves another tribute. That's the 4th one that they're locking in. Fucking Deathwing. Deathwing is so annoying. But alright, so they get the tribute. It's just a bit delayed. Still mercenary camps on the map that they can grab. Muradin is 117 stacks now, and again, his Storm Bolts, they hurt. They absolutely hurt. Yep, and there's already another one. Gets the Storm Bolt connected. Muradin at 27,000 damage. He's actually starting to get more damage than Karrigan. That's where we're at right now. Muradin is starting to have more damage than Karrigan herself. Another set of hits coming. They go for Johan, and I think Garrosh is not going to make it. He's dead. They're jumping after the rest right now. Always determined to get a few more kills here. And while they can't get the kills, they can still... Well... Alright, apparently choices have been made. Skork is sitting there with level 20 and is like, alright boys, let's go. I'm ready. Let's take this on. Another tribute gets collected by Urel, and well, the choice has been made. 136 stacks now for Muradin. Skullcracker on level 7 obviously helps him quite a lot too. After the top keep has been destroyed, they are now working the keep at the bottom of the map, and there's just no denying that this one is going to fall too. So that is 2 keeps gone. We're 16 minutes in. We have level 20 for the Akatsuki, and they, I mean, again, they can do whatever they want now. They can wait for the next tribute and get another curse going. They can wait for the bosses to spawn again, which is in not even a minute. So yeah, you have that happening in 52 seconds. So whatever they want to do, they can definitely pull it off here. Masquerade with Rewind, of course. And we get the Divine Protection. Okay. Divine Protection on level 20 for Uther. Also not something that you see every day. Jaina is dead before the fight even starts, and this is just the beginning of the end. I mean, let's be honest about this. With White Mane now falling too, they're not even going to waste time with the tribute anymore, I suppose. They're taking Garrosh down. They're going for ETC. ETC! And Nano is the sole survivor. Hasn't died once in this entire game. And why? Because he is a dragon. He's a majestic dragon. He is a force of nature. He's a beautiful beast. And even beautiful beasts die. So, that's game. And that means we go to map number 3, everybody. 3rd map in this series. We're going the distance between the Akatsuki and the Raiders. Who's gonna go to the grand final? We're gonna find out on the next map. GG. And well played. Towers of Doom, game number 3. And we are handing out yellow cards like they're candy because we are here for the 3rd time. They screwed the draft up twice. These guys literally have an Excel sheet that they can look at in order to figure out which heroes are still available. And they messed it up twice. So first one team picked Junkrat, then we all of a sudden had Urel picked. So yeah, we're here for the 3rd time now. And I swear to God, we are going to chop off some heads if they are messing this one up as well. Stitches gets banned. That already was kind of fun because, again, I talked about this previously, that Stitches would eventually get the ban hammer after Masquerade has now played it for the team multiple times on Towers of Doom and also on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now, with that ban pattern, the hero that is still up was Maiev, and of course with first pick first ban for the Raiders, they are now immediately locking her in. There was a chance for the Akatsuki to ban her out, but they decided to ban Anubarak and the Vikings instead, and you don't want to give Maiev over to Ultralisk, so instead what they're going for is Dehaka and Chromie here. Now Samuro is still an option, and that is a hero that has been played by Sven multiple times too on Towers of Doom. If they really want him, then they might consider taking him now, or he could be banned. But they go Leoric, they got Rhaegar as well for heals, and yeah, this is where we end at neutral territory then. So this is how far we came, and again, this is the 3rd time that we're here. So I hope that at this point they're taking a bit of a closer look. To see what heroes are actually available. I was joking around the other day that this basically never happens, and now it happened twice within the same series. Not to the same team either, so both of them screwing up there. Tyrell gets banned, so some front line getting addressed. Darkmoon Dehaka is also kind of fun. Again, he absolutely crushed it with Dehaka in the previous series that they played in the losers bracket. I would have loved to see him on Illidan again, but Dehaka just offers way too much on Towers of Doom, just simply let him go. So, yeah, nicely done. Varian gets banned as well, yeah. Fine with me, but what are we gonna get in picks for the Akatsuki now? What is Masquerade picking, what is Ultralisk going for? Masquerade has now been denied multiple heroes that he played previously. And in one of the earlier series, he actually played with Varian, and they tried to just like stack more and more stuns on this one. So it was pretty impressive. It was actually against Team Ash, a match that they, by the way, or sorry, a map that they lost, but it was still pretty crazy how the entire game unfolded. Now we have Imperius and we have Stukov. So with Imperius as a main tank, again, this is the beauty of having him in the hero pool, because you can play him as a side laner, you can play him as a main tank. They have him together with Dehaka, and if they really wanted to, they could also add another melee with Ultralisk as their final pick, of course. Last picks for the Raiders. And they go Arthurs, and they go Li Ming. We get Arthurs, everybody. All right. This is what I love when the front line gets thinned out a little bit, that Arthur's all of a sudden becomes an option. In an ideal world, you have, of course, someone like Medivh together with him, so that you can at least portal him in and out and make up for his mobility issues. But this is still awesome. Arthur's, Leo, Maiev, a lot of control here from their front line. And how is Ultralisk reacting to this? Winner goes up to the grand final to face off against the Saboteurs. The loser takes 3rd place, and Ultralisk finishes it with Greymane. Well, here we are. We are on map 3, Towers of Doom. The Raiders against the Akatsuki. A series tight as both teams aim for the grand final. Nano on Liming, Gia on Maiev, Hunter Org on Rhaegar. We got Sven on Leoric and Johan with Arthurs. Really cool. Really nice to see Arthurs again. Definitely here there's a lot of fun to watch, and of course also brings with him memories from the good old days there. On the right side, Akatski with Ultralisk on Greymane, Masquerade on Imperius. We got Skook on Chromie, Darkmok on Dehaka, and Banana H with Stukov. One, we get the Impaling Light, and yeah, Darkmok gets hit by the Howling Blast immediately. Was hoping for Drag Connect and maybe an easy kill, but didn't quite get it. So, which team is going to take it here? We had actually 2 very different maps when you think about it. Each one dominated by one team. Oh my god, Howling Blast, Lurking Arm, and look at that kill spree. 3 heroes dead in that encounter, and now they're going for Hunter Orc, trying to take the doggy down too. And they might be able to get that kill. Yep, Ultralisk perfectly stutter steps himself to victory and kill number 4. 4 kills to 0, but boy, what a slaughter over here. The stun chain that came out there, absolutely insane. And some great moves by the Akatsuki. They're coming in with 4 kills to 0. They're taking a level lead, and yes, that is an amazing start into Game 3 for them. Absolutely amazing. So, if they can build on that, they should be in a glorious spot to snowball that game. But again, we're not jumping ahead of things just yet. Nice tether. Well done by Maiev, making sure that the camp was not stolen away from them. And they're all getting out too. So that's obviously the important part. But looking at the experience, I mean, from those kills, they got 1,000 extra experience. 4 kills that early in the game still nets them 1,000. So this is a pretty solid gap to have this early in the game. And of course, if they can now get a few more, maybe with a little move against Masquerade? Nah, not quite. Wall is destroyed though. I mean, what more do you want? You start the opening game, or you start the 3rd map with not only an earlier level 4, you're already getting kills in. We got time troubles now over the Endoral Anomaly. And for Arthurs, we get Deathlord. So if he specs a bit more into that, then of course survivability is going to be quite neat for him. But yeah, they're trying to bring it back here, and instead Maiev dies. So Maiev is gone, and they're still looking for a kill against Ultralisk, and they get it, so at least it's a trade. And they get Masquerade, so it's a 2-for-1. Nice! That means that they are starting to catch up in experience at least a bit. And we have the triple altar phase coming up. Also, just to give you an idea about the experience, if you just look at what happened here. So with the first 4 kills, the Akatsuki got 1,100 experience, hero experience, right? Over here, right? Now, if you look at it, with only 2 kills that they got, the blue team pretty much got the same. And this is simply because they killed heroes that were on a higher level. So when we're talking about early deaths, they don't really matter all that much. They are annoying, you lose a bit of map control, but when it just comes into experience alone, the difference is not that gigantic. So just something to keep in mind so that you don't rage quit every single game where you suffer an early game death. Nice shots fired, by the way. We get 2 of the topside altars claimed by the blue team. And down at the bottom of the map, in the usual trade, the Akatsuki, they take at least 1. So they are able to grab the early level 7. That gives us now also the flash of anger. I would be angry too if I'm Imperius. That stick up my ass would irritate me to no end. So totally understandable that he's angry. And with level 7 for the other team, we get the Immortal Coil, and we got Calamity too. So, bit of topside pressure against the wall. Might be able to get those pumpkins in if they can control Darkmok here. Already looking for that. Down to the bottom of the map, it's pumpkin time as well. Red team at least is getting theirs. These are all making it in. And yep, there we have at least one taken, and they go for Masquerade, and you know what? They are getting a kill. So after the shitty start into the game, that's no other way to really say that. But yeah, after they got absolutely crushed, it seems that the Raiders are starting to hit their stride here. This is looking a lot better. They're picking a couple of kills up, they're closing the kill gap, the experience gap, and they're also able to do some structural damage. So they're starting to equalize the situation in this game. And for the Akatski, we've seen so far only one single kill after they had that brilliant 5v5 in the mid lane initially. Another invade attempt though by the team, and they're again too late, barely, but the fight is still breaking out. They're trying to go for Gia, but guess what? Greymane is also in a bit of trouble. Gets slowed down again. And yep, that is of course the Frozen Tempest also doing wonders for them in regards to control. Chromie gone, Greymane gone, all of the damage dealers are pretty much dusted. And now they're going for Darkmog, and they will likely pick up another kill. With Masquerade being fully... I mean, he's absolutely on the wrong side of the map here. Google Maps basically failed, so he went the wrong direction. And that is another kill for the Raiders, which in total makes now 7. So they get not only the altar, but they also get kill after kill after kill. They lock in 4 in total in that fight, and that gives them an early level 10. And instantly we get Syndragosa, and that allows them to go for the kill right here. I mean, this was honestly perfect. They just needed to disable the bell tower so that they could go to Stukov. They get a kill there. Jesus Christ. Guys, please, give them a chance at least. The Raiders going through the Akatsuki like hot butter through cheese here. Kill after kill after kill. They convert the bell tower over. And just look at this. Syndragosa coming in, taking aim, and that allows them to go for Stukov and take another hero down. 10 kills to 5. Absolute insanity. They've been picking up steam ever since they lost that fight in the middle of the map, and now they just play Heroes of the Storm Whack-A-Mole. Whenever somebody pops out his head, he dies a few seconds later. Arthur's just walking them down, one after another. Here comes the next attack. They're trying to go for Darkmog, but they're just looking fantastic. I mean, of course, level 10 abilities really helped a lot in the last one, but now we have level 10 on each side. There's the Ancestral. I still don't think he's going to make it out. They unleashed everything on Arthas, and they are taking him down. Despite Rhaegar's best efforts, no chance to do anything about this. So, yep, that is a sign of life from the Akatsuki. Akatsuki are bringing in a bit of damage here on Steam. Arthur's going to be back for the fight at the bottom of the map. The altar, of course, in a really inconvenient position for the Akatsuki. They won't be able to access it easily. But it seems like they're still willing to commit to this. Yeah, they seem to be looking for another quick kill. Nano! Yeah, dodging, and actually gets away here. They also are trying to go for Gia, but he's about to escape too. I don't think that Chromie can get him, but what they can get is Leo. So Leoric is gone just as Arthas is making his way back out, and Gia gets interrupted and is also going to die. Nearly getting a kill on Chromie at least, but they got the channel. So I'm actually not quite sure who got the better end of this one. The 5 shots are still fired against the red team's core. They kind of forgot about the altar, is what it seems like. They got 2 kills. They got Leo and they got Maiev, but they missed out on arguably the most important thing here. 5 shots is nothing to simply ignore here. So, yeah. But alright, with that now done, we have the camp taken. Pumpkins on the way. Obviously they retook their own bell tower already, meaning it's 4-4 bell towers now. And with level 13 talents, slight lead. There's the Earth Shield, Syndragosa, Sadgosa. They didn't hit anything, but they still get Chromie. So Chromie is gone, and bye-bye Greymane. Yeah, you're not gonna make it either. I'm sorry, bro. Not sure how to tell you this, but you are definitely dead. So that's another 2 kills for the Raiders. And they want their bell tower back. Look at that. They're coming down to the bottom right, and there's like, huh. We kind of took this one early, huh? I believe this was blue. We like blue more than red, so let's just go in and take this again. And yep, take it they do. On level 13, we got It Hungers, by the way. So, yep, lurking arm build from Stukov. And now a double altar back up on the map We have 27,000 damage for Greymane, 28,000 for Liming, looking for those resets, of course. Stukov at the same time trying to zone them away. This should be an even exchange between the two teams. I mean, as even as it gets. It's a 5 versus 3 bell tower spot no matter where you are, but each team is going to walk away with one altar channel. Anything else would be more than a bit shocking. Only one that hasn't died yet is Liming. Liming is the only one that hasn't fallen yet even once in this game. So we're going to see 18 points against 33 after the channels are completed. Shots are getting exchanged, and the red team is now down to 18 points on their core. And they're also down 1.5 levels, which is the bigger problem for them. This is a comeback map, so if you gain some dominance in the late game and you can build momentum, they can always bring it back by just converting some of the bell towers over and channeling. But it is much harder when you have to bridge this big of a gap in experience. So, yeah. 16 talents now being ready means that we're getting Mirror Ball, we're getting the Earthgrass Totem, and for Arthurs we get Embrace Death. So, party continues, they're slowing them down already, they go for Masquerade, and well, another Howling Blast, Masquerade low and survives the wave of force and gets out. Okay, good for him. Masquerade not dying was actually big. If they pick up more kills and they just continue that throughout the series, that would have been more than annoying, because then you're just always trying to play catch-up, losing way too much in the process, losing, of course, one hero after another, playing 4 versus 5s, talking about playing a 4v5 and losing heroes, and they are trying to get Leo, and they just can't get him. A little bit too slippery. Sven moves away from the fight, and that gave more space and time to the blue team to go down to the bottom of the map and take another pumpkin camp that is now threatening to fire a few more shots against the core. And it doesn't help their cause that level 16 will likely not be ready when the altars are activating. So 2 altars taken by the raiders means single digits on the core, if they are able to pull it off. That's definitely what they're going to be aiming for. So, yep. Altars activating in 3. Sven gets a freebie at the top. Rega gets one down at the bottom of the map. We're going to go 2 single digits on the Akatski's core. Yeah. Big barrage. Bam. Boom. Double hitter right there. 16 versus 16. So now at least they can fight back. We got the melting touch. And we got the executioner. But yeah, here's their moment. And apparently they are trying to remove the boss from the map. I don't think they anticipated that rotation, did they? That was a bit strange. I think they thought that the boss might be taken. That the blue team was eyeing the boss while they were going for this. Either way, it worked out for them, I suppose. They took down the pumpkins and the boss wasn't taken either. But if you are the red team, you are very much interested to remove that as an option from the map now. And get rid of it as quickly as you possibly can. 12 kills to 8. Leo at the top, bit more damage slowly done also by the minions against the topside bell tower. So that's another one. In regards to damage output, we got Greymane on 33, top damage in the game. Leo had to fall back, goes up against Stukov here, but he alone is not going to be able to do anything. The next altars are down at the bottom of the map, by the way, both of them. And particularly this one down here, if they don't retake their bell tower, it's going to be extremely difficult to claim. Now, they know that that boss is about to be taken, but they're just letting that go now. They don't want to fight here. It's not a battle that you really want to take. Not interested in. With 1.5 level leads on the opponent's side, on your side, you kind of want to have level 20 if you can. So yeah, one channel should be free down at the bottom of the map. And that's of course that team fight. Yeah, well, they go for the team fight already. Yeah, indeed they do. They go for Dehaka. Dehaka jumped straight into the back there. Big Syndragosa. Big slows. And Chromie in trouble right away. She's not the only one. The disc is out. Chromie is dead. And Rega might die too. The wolf with a jump. And Ultralisk is trying to rush away here. Rega wants him. And doesn't get him. But Imperius died too, so very likely they're still going to lose the game here. Darkmonk is also about to die. We already have Arthur's channeling here in the middle. That's 5 shots fired. And now Rhaegar's down at the bottom of the map, and he's going to seal the deal for the team. The Raiders, ladies and gentlemen, they go for the rematch. They take the Akatsuki down on Towers of Doom, and they move on to the grand final for their rematch against the Saboteurs. GG.